have a choice to use one weapon in life, the most important weapon you have is love. There is nothing stronger.
Tell us a little bit about coming into the hospital and those first few days of your experience here.
Well, for me it was a particularly different type of time. I've never been sick in my life. I'm 53, almost 54. By sick, I mean I've had the flu, I've had a cold. I've never been to a hospital for anything more than a stitch or two. My symptoms made me believe I had the flu or a cold or a need for stitches. Well, not so much, but first minor repair. And, after a brief visit to a clinic, they sent me down with a lot of worry on their face just to find out that I'd been diagnosed with terminal cancer in about a 5-day period.
Wow. And that's when you came here?
That's when I came here.
Yeah, well, I remember that on that night, getting to know you, and then you told me about your situation. You told me that you had been given a terminal diagnosis. You looked healthy, you sounded healthy, and you said as much, but you said, well, I watched my father, I watched my brother, I know how this scene ends. Can you replay some of that, or how you felt then and how you feel now?
Well, it's no matter how you feel. I get that from doctors a lot too, about how I look good and I sound good and I seem healthier than what my condition would show in any chart or any test. Mm-hmm. But I really was that ill. Most people wouldn't have picked up on it. For me, my brother, for instance, was diagnosed in July and he was gone in January. Mm-hmm. And the last bit of it came very fast. Mm-hmm. He looked healthy too. Mm-hmm. It's one of those things where it really doesn't matter what you look like. It's how you feel inside. Mm-hmm. I still didn't feel, to be honest, that I should have that diagnosis. I honestly believed I might have, like I told you, my thought was a very severe case of bronchitis. Right. And that's what I believed I had compared to everybody I'd ever seen. Mm-hmm. So it was very different for me coming to the realization that I was no different than these people. Mm-hmm. And then I was going through the first 2 days of total blame and why me, cursing and blaming everybody else, and the whole thing you go through trying to find a way out of this, and cutting deals and just hating something you must have done to put yourself in this. And then after a couple of days of just visits from you where we didn't talk about any of these types of things, I think we talked about trees one day. And it wasn't anything you would imagine would change anybody's viewpoint about anything, even about trees for that matter. But I realized that this happens. It's not something you have any control over. And it's not how you look or how you feel. There's people who look like they should be gone for 80 years of their life. They look exactly the same. And there's people who look absolutely healthy that'll drop tomorrow. Mm-hmm. It's not your choice.
So when you came to some sort of point of acceptance of that reality for yourself, how did you feel about death?
Well, after talking with you, as I say, about nothing for the most part, nothing that would have guided a decision on it, that's when I started having these realizations. Well, that's what we're supposed to do. Everybody does go. Mm-hmm. We don't pick those times. But how we decide to live out those moments is what really counts at that time.
And what has changed in the way that you've decided to live out those months, particularly in these last few months?
Well, at first I had a plan. I was going to extend my life and live it as long as I could and get the most out of it for me as I could with everybody I could, show them I love them, and things like that. And that part really hasn't changed other than the length. Length isn't the important part of it all. It's what you do put into it. And
what's changed in the way that you interact with people?
oh, I've opened my heart up to everybody. I don't have enemies. I find that a huge waste of time. People who've done me some very nasty wrongs, I don't remember the wrongs. I remember that we're all human. And maybe I have done somebody a wrong or two, and I can forgive so easy now. It's might be the greatest gift I've got out of everything, is that I've opened my heart. If I have a chance to help somebody, even in the smallest way, I will take that chance every time. And I go away better for it. That person goes away better for it. And maybe they see someone who needs a hand, and they can lift them up, because that's what we really should be doing, is helping each other. That's what I believe anyway.
So have you made new friends in this process? Or?
Well, that's all I've been doing is the last 2 years. I think I told you this too. I was fascinated by all these wonderful people that have been popping into this guy's life, and I couldn't figure out why they were coming into my life. And I realized a few weeks back, I'm going on another journey, and these are the people I needed to walk with me out, to carry me, to give me the strength to go on. And that's what I've learned, is that's who these people are. This is my walk out of town. They love me as much as I love them. People in my life. So, distance, where you meet people, none of this matters. If you put your heart into it, you can love somebody from a million miles away, and they can love you back and give you the strength you need to continue your journeys, whatever that might be, to give you strength in the face of all adversity, to carry you through the darkest nights you'll ever face.
Okay, so you do have some dark nights.
Oh, there's almost at least a few minutes every day, to be honest, that can be dark. There are still 2 or 3 nights a month that can be very dark. And I go to them, and it pulls me through every single time.
Do you feel fear?
Of some things, but not what you would think. I fear how much I'm going to miss these people. I don't fear where I'm going or what's in store.
Okay.
That's not anything to worry about. That's if it's not predetermined, it's being determined. I'll be fine. But I do fear I've fallen in love with these people over and over again. Every day it's a new love story with the same people. I don't want to, lose any of them. But fear of anything else, no.
Okay. So is life more precious now?
Oh, life is next to love. It's the greatest gift we have. And I told, it's probably on Facebook a few times, but if you have a choice to use one weapon in life, the most important weapon you have is love. There is nothing stronger. Just open up your heart. The world is a better place when we're fighting on the same side than fighting against each other, because really we all want the same thing, if you break it down.
What do we all want?
Well, we basically all want love to rule, no matter who we are. We may want it in the way we want it, but even if you look at the world right now, people want a certain way of life. Break that down and it all comes to the same thing. We want our children to be healthy and happy. We want our lives to be productive. We want the things that love is based on. And we really do want to treat others with the same respect. That's what I believe. I hope that's what's true.
I ain't talking about a radio love. Ain't talking about a magazine love. Ain't talking about the love on the TV screen that's gone when the hour is done. I'm talking about a real love, a bona fide true blue love. It's a love you know will be there for you, the love you know is gonna see you through. Talking